like to begin our service by thanking all of you for coming today. While no one is ever prepared to lose someone they love, the shock of Dad's sudden death was almost more than what we could stand. We would never have gotten through the past 5 months without the prayers, love, and support of so many. We are so grateful for the cards, letters, emails, and phone calls we received, and that continue to come from friends and even people we barely know. At the memorial service on February 2nd, many people told stories about Dad. Some brought tears, some smiles and laughter. Some spoke of loss and some of regrets. Most of those stories were from events in the past. But today, we need to remember the man who we lost on January 31st. Dad chose to appoint me as executor of his will, and it's been a tedious and time-consuming task that has required going through never-ending stacks of papers and boxes of mementos. And I would like to briefly tell you what I have learned during this process. My dad was forever changed by the time he spent in Vietnam, and I have heard some of you say that Dad was not the same person when he returned, and now I know why. We found documents and personal writings that tell of atrocities that he witnessed while stationed in one of the most horrific areas in the world, or in the war. There are medals and various awards that he received during his tour of duty. It was something that Dad just wouldn't talk about. I have no doubt that if he were returning from Afghanistan today, he would be diagnosed with a severe case of PTSD. But there was no one to help him deal with his demons. He faced them and worked through them on his own. Medication and medical reports that we found indicated that he continued to suffer from nightmares at the time of his death. In spite of this, Dad never lost his love of adventure and nature. Sometimes this took him fishing in the rivers of Montana or hiking through the mountains of West Virginia, but mostly it was expressed through his everyday activities. His gardening, packing up the grandkids and heading to the river for a day on the boat, and riding and hiking through his beloved Shawnee Forest. And Dad had a way of making the most routine outing an adventure, especially for his grandchildren. It is true to say that my dad lived every day to the fullest, every day. And Dad never went anywhere without his camera. He had a good eye for pictures, just in case. There are boxes of pictures and stacks of discs full of his photography. Naturally, no family activity was left unrecorded, but it's some of the more unusual photographs that speak about the man my dad was. The sunrises, the sunsets, the rainbows, the storm clouds, the trees, the flowers, the rocks, and the sunbeams across the floor. Dad saw beauty in everything. No life is lived without regret. I have spoken with my mom and mother-in-law, and both tell me that one of the best things about being a grandparent is having the chance to make up for the things you wish you had done differently with your own children. I'm sure this was true for Dad. Was he a perfect parent? No, but who of us is? But he got his second chance as a grandfather and was the best pawpaw a kid could ask for. Dad had been treated for serious medical issues that no one knew about, but he never complained or mentioned them to anyone, not even my mom. He was far too busy taking care of the needs of friends and family. Most of us here today have benefited from Dad's generosity and willingness to help others, no matter what, no matter when, and no matter where. Because of his dependability and availability, I think we are all guilty of taking him for granted, myself included. How I wish I had one last chance to thank him and tell him how much I appreciated all he did for me, wouldn't you? And after his death, we learned from some that Dad had actually expressed a premonition that his life would end soon. Looking back over the last year of his life, it is obvious now that Dad was getting everything in order. No detail was left uncovered, and as he made sure that my mom would have a place to live and be financially able to remain in their home, all those little jobs had left undone for months and years were suddenly a priority. Uh-oh, do we need to go in?
No, keep going.
In the last 2 or 3 months in particular, he shared things with Brian that he wanted to get done on the property. Perhaps he knew that he was running out of time. Well, Dad, we've done our best and hope you are happy with the way it looks. We have a special guest today, and he has always expressed his desire to have Cynthia because we're so grateful that she has come all this way to honor his request. And ladies and